That was a good one.
To the Rob and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
His own mother slapped the stork that delivered him.
And Kale Hall.
He doesn't deserve to be in this business. He deserves to have been blackballed.
Rob and Kale Podcast.
Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Thanks for joining us this evening. As we roll along here, getting into the biggest part of the talking season. We're learning a little bit more about teams as we roll along here. I want to welcome in my podcast partner, the man from the upstate that is the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot, Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, buddy?
You forgot to mention the old dome is freshly shaved and shining like a North Star tonight.
Do you shine that with turtle wax? What's up with that?
No, I actually use butter.
Oh, is it butter or is it? I can't believe it's not butter.
It's not. I can't believe it's butter. I actually used the old stuff, the original one that used to have a commercial years ago with the Mother Nature on it.
Okay, well, there's. Oh, you're killing me, Jackpot. Jackpot with the freshly cleansed dome up there. The light is shining off of it. That's why he's in the man cave instead of out in the living room tonight, because those lights out there, I mean, we wouldn't be able to do a show. It'd just be like the North Star off of your forehead there, Jackpot.
It's like when they used to have fireworks shows after baseball games over here at the stadium in Greenville. Yeah.
The only forehead I've seen wider than yours is Josh Dobbs.
Well, I know I'm smarter than he is because he went to the wrong place to play football and that. So.
All right, well, we've got some stuff we're going to talk about this evening. There's been stuff that's just been floating around, and I'll throw out some of the things here in a moment. We'll get what Jackpot thinks, what I think, and what you think. Very simple. I am putting the link to join the show right there into the comment section. It's also in the show description. So if you want to get involved with the program, have at it. All right. But before we do that, we'll thank our sponsors, Calloway's Bar and Grill, Calloway'sBarandGrill.com. Go by and check them out. Highway 1 on diagonal from the Walmart in West Columbia. Don't go downtown. Go 3 miles up the road and get yourself some home-cooked wings, all kinds of great stuff from a local mom and pop type business. Go to Calloway's Bar and Grill, Calloway'sBarandGrill.com. They sponsor the Calloway's Pick'em Challenge, Jackpot. And I tell you what, it's gonna be fun this year. I mean, this is like our signature event.
Yeah, absolutely is. I think there's about 10 or 12 people already in. No one's taken me up yet on my 25% off coupon.
Well, man, I thought BVD did.
Well, he gave me a whole $20, so I took it.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm a very giving person, but I'm also a taker. You offer to me, I'm gonna take that shit. Anyway, $15 for college football YouTubers, and I said verified college football YouTuber. They don't understand what I meant when I said verified. I meant you put your channel name there when you put your payment in. Put it on there. I want to go and look, make sure you got videos. If I don't know who you are, odds are I'm already going to know who you are anyway.
All right. So Billy has a great question. He said he signed up for the challenge. Where do I tell you what I want to go by? Well, when you do your first set of picks, you are going to select a name that you want to go by. And that is the name that you will have for the entirety of the challenge. Do not enter a different name, because that means that I won't give those points to the first name that you put out there. So at the beginning of the season, if you want to go by Billy Cole, or if you want to go by Tennessee Nutbag, whatever, pick that out at the beginning of the season, and then that's what you're going to go by for the entire year. All right. So there you go. Biscuit says,
you can also, when you're sending the payment in on Venmo or whatever, PayPal, let you attach a little message or a note on there. Just tag it on there. It's fine.
All right. Well, but thanks to Calloway's for sponsoring that. Calloway'sBarandGrill.com. We also have Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport. Dennis is getting hip surgery on Friday. He's getting 3 screws put into his hip.
Before, real quick, I'll answer a question as I get to and see him. Daniel Gregory, GBO, wants to know, how do we know if I got the money? As I already get a lot of people in here, I'm going to make lists of every show. I'm going to read off who all's in there, Daniel Gregory. But I got one from you anyway.
If you want, Jackpot, you could send me the list. I'll post it on the webpage. That way, a list of competitors. That'll be easier. So, Twisted Rooster's joining the show. He will be joining us at our live show, by the way. Yes, son. He'll be joining us at our live show, which is the day after Thanksgiving.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Jaden. As my son does his drive-bys, he runs by here, which will be at Calloway's. I have put up the smoke signal for the comrade who is watching the show tonight. Says he wants to go by Chris Driver. Very good, sir. Very good on that. But hopefully the comrade will be there too, and I'm working on some other folks.
Well, you don't want to go by that. You know you're going to lose.
What? Go by comrade? Yeah, that's a loser. Exactly.
No, Chris Driver.
Yeah, Chris Driver too. Very good. Anyway, Dennis is having surgery this week. 3 screws in his hip. He does sponsor the show with Jackpot doing some fireside chats. Jackpot, read away, sir.
All righty. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Eli Dorkowitz has never lost to my piss poor team. Not true. He kicked ass when he was at App State. He kicks ass at Mizzou. We are a gong show. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
As a head coach, Eli Drinkowitz has never lost to South Carolina. They are a bye week. He looks at that schedule. He sees South Carolina. He says, bye week. And until you guys
he was an awful offensive coordinator, and South Carolina beat him when we were underdogs. So
okay, as a head coach, tell me about all the wins that South Carolina has against them. I'd love to hear about that.
Well, they're coming.
Okay. Well, are you going to use the comrade line? We'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, Jackpot. We shall see. Harry Legg says, appreciate the contributions. Right. Brock says he hooked up with a girl from Tennessee. I wooed her by saying, dang, girl, is that all the teeth you got? Because there's only 10 I see. Very good, sir. Seth says, yo, we have to dead that this year. Beat Mizzou, please. Kentucky Blue says, can't wait for the 2023 season to roll in. High hope for the Wildcats in 2023.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, not this past year before last, that Missouri team was terrible. That loss there, that one was really piss poor. Last year was piss poor too. At least they had a good serviceable defense last year, where you could say, oh, we just couldn't get anything going against their defense. Marcus Satterfield was our OC, yada yada yada. But in 2021, no excuse. That was horrible.
Yeah, we pick about it, but I don't understand how South Carolina's lost that many straight to Mizzou. Doesn't really make sense.
Well,
I mean,
we lost a bunch of games in a row to Kentucky, and there ain't that much difference between them, talent wise or just I don't know, overall football philosophy wise. I think they're really comparable.
if you had your choice, Jackpot, and let's say Shane Beamer moved on to I don't know wherever, and you had your choice between Dorkowitz and Stoops, who would you rather have?
Is that even a question?
It is a question. I want to know why you would take Dorkowitz. Why would you take Dorkowitz?
Dorkowitz, obviously. Not God dang, no. Stoops.
That's some funny shit.
I take Stoops over Dabo.
Get the fuck out of here.
I would.
Now you're just being dumb.
All right, I'm dumb then.
Okay. You don't like championships, and as a South Carolina fan, I would expect you to say that.
Stoops has won Citrus Bowl championships.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that where we're going tonight? Kentucky Blue says USC, UK, and Mizzou are all comparable. Are you buying that, Jackpot?
I mean, record-wise, yeah. I mean, Mizzou and Kentucky are more physical teams, in my opinion, than what South Carolina is. We'll get into that a little bit more.
Normally, I don't respond to things like this, but I'm going to let Jackpot defend himself. Which will be higher this year, South Carolina wins or the number of times Cale quits on his team?
I don't know. I mean, he must have come because he heard his name. A hit dog hollers. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I may quit on the team if they piss me off enough, and as a fan, I have a right to do that. So
I don't think. Look, and from what I gathered, and Jackpot, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you quit on the team. I think you quit on the coaching staff and the fuckery that was going on with the offensive coordinator. That's what I felt like you quit on.
Exactly. I said I was tired of it and I was done until changes were made. And
right,
lo and behold, changes were made the next week. Anybody with a functional set of eyeballs that knows anything about football could see that Marcus Satterfield had no part in the Tennessee game. I mean, he was over there on the sideline. He was reading a card, and you thought it had plays on it, diagrams, and this and that. He had a porn magazine on the other side of that. That's what he was doing.
I thought it was directions to Wendy's, but who knows?
I don't know what it was. Directions to Lincoln, Nebraska, to Matt Rule's house.
Jesus,
what in the world? And you know, at Nebraska, look. You know that's going to be Matt Rule's offense. You know that's Matty Rule's shit. He's not letting him run that offense. He's there for a figure. He may be he may have the title of coordinator, but I think he's probably more just like an analyst or something. There ain't no way. This guy was a coach in the NFL. You think he's stupid enough to let that lame brain run his offense? I don't think so.
Twisted Rooster has it correct. Jackpot never quit. He was perturbed.
And
no,
you can't say the problem at South Carolina. You can't say, well, he didn't have any talent here. Spencer Rattler was very talented. He had probably one of, if not the best wide receivers in the SEC last year. Just nobody knew it yet. Had some really talented tight ends. Jaheim Bell was a very talented player. Marshawn Lloyd was a very talented player when he was healthy. So you can't say that. He had more talent here than he's going to be working with at Nebraska.
Yeah, well,
so I don't get that at all.
The way I felt about that was Jackpot was tired of the way Satterfield was calling plays like a bitch. That's pretty much. I think I'm quoting Jackpot from one of his streams. You call plays like a bitch. I believe you said that in one of your streams, and it made me chuckle a little bit.
I said, what?
You said Satterfield calls plays like a bitch, I think was the term that you used. You weren't happy.
There's no telling what I said. I was under the influence a lot during much of Marcus Satterfield's tenure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were other things that were said too, but that was one of the ones that we can repeat here. Jackpot was not happy.
Justin Bryant said, how do y'all think Joyner is going to be at running back? I think he's going to be good. I mean, you talk about physical. I think he's going to be a physical runner, and he's gonna adapt to that position. Guy's a natural athlete, so
if you're a Gamecock fan, you want to see that guy get the ball in space and just see what he can do about it, because he's elusive enough that he can put his foot in the ground and make plays. But he's a big enough guy where he could run you over too. I mean, he can do that. So the problem is that I think it's on the coaching staff, not necessarily Beamer as much as it was Muschamp. I mean, the guy's been there. I mean, this is obviously his final year. They just got to figure out a way to get the ball in his hands, because as far as being an athlete, I mean, he's A+ on that front. So there's that. Zona Tucson wants to know how hot it is where you're at.
It was 5 today.
Yeah, it's gonna be 97 on Saturday and Sunday. So the wife and I are supposed to play golf. We might melt away. I don't know.
It's gonna be really hot. It was rough today. I started today at 4 a.m. so I could get done at like 2, because I can't stay out there in that mess. I mean, you think that's an easy job? Just pushing some chips in and out. No, it's not. I mean, not when you're up and down and back in the truck and driving here and you're having, and then you got to stop the truck and you're in the back of it when you have to pull your order. It's not just like, I'm pulling this box and throwing it out here for this store and then we're done. You have to actually go through those boxes and say, okay, we're getting 3 of this. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, and it's hotter than hell.
All right, look at this line here, Jackpot, from Big Game Bowers. In your opinion, who or what is the biggest weakness from a position group standpoint on South Carolina?
It's got to be the offensive line again. Coach Beamer, during his press conference today, he had about a 22-minute presser. It's up on YouTube if you want to go look at it. Pretty good stuff. He was answering questions about the offensive line issues and the loss of Jalen Nickel. And he said they had some depth concerns, but he said that they were working with Coach Teasley and Coach Atkins. Apparently, the Fat Arn Anderson is still I don't know. What is he? Some kind of consultant? Something? He's not really an on the field coach. He had some health issues.
He's collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. At any rate, that I guess they're more or less, being in retail terms, they're cross training. Some of the offensive linemen, she's talking about Rashawn Lee, who plays center, and the spring game, if you'll remember, at the end of the spring game, he was playing right tackle. To me, I mean, okay, that's great that you have that mindset that we're going to put people in different positions and try to work on it. That's not how that's not conducive to winning football. I mean, those offensive line positions are difficult to learn. I mean, depending on the offense that you're running, they're either more or less difficult to learn, but still the terminology, the blocking schemes, I mean, all that is different based on who you're playing and what defenses you're playing against. When they call audibles and stuff, and we're moving guys around and trying to cross train them at positions. I don't like that.
Wouldn't you rather have an A line and a B line? And
yes, I'd like to have a big ass left tackle who ain't gonna let nobody touch Spencer Rattler. And then I'd like to have a big old stout center who's gonna snap the damn ball and then knock you on your ass.
Yeah, but
play left tackle next play.
Have an A line and a B line, and push off a little bit, run block, stuff like that. I think that's something that, we'll see. Pigskin Pete says, how should he spend your $100? He's thinking 4 cases of beer. Why don't you take $15, Pigskin Pete, and get in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge so that we can see how well you do against the spread?
Exactly.
I'm thinking, you know what? I'll place a small wager that Jackpot will finish higher than Pigskin Pete in the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. If Pigskin Pete gets in it, he might sit over there and not play, but we'll see.
Fair.
Yeah.
4 cases. If he comes to stop a minute in Anderson or Pickens County, South Carolina, he could get 5 cases. They have cheaper beer than anyone. I don't know what it is. Anybody that's a beer drinker in the upstate, you can still get a suitcase of Natural Light at Stop a Minute for $12.99.
All right, so I'm going to post the link here because he wants to know how to.
Free advertisement for them, by the way.
Yeah, here it is for you, Pigskin Pete. Make sure you send that. The form's right there. It tells you everything you need to know. Since you are a verified YouTuber, you will get in for $15. So there you go.
A verified college football YouTuber. It can't just be any YouTuber. If Jake Paul wants to get in this thing, he's got to pay the full $20.
That's right. So send the $15, and then we'll talk about. I'll make a small wager that Jackpot finishes higher than you do. Just saying. All right. If you want to join the show, by the way, it's very simple. The link is there. I will put it here for you.
Mike Luca says you can get a suitcase for $18-ish in Texas. Mike, do they still have Lone Star beer in that, sir?
What the fuck?
Is that still a thing? Let me know.
Jackpot, there was something new that came out of ACC Kickoff where the Syracuse quarterback said it was their year to beat Clemson. Are you buying or selling on that?
When? Last year, or he's talking about this year?
He's talking about this year.
I think his year to beat Clemson was last year, and they didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah. Now this year, I don't know. I mean, I think Clemson's going to be improved offensively, probably by a pretty good bit. So,
here's the thing.
He may be talking out of his ass a little bit there.
Well, it reminds me of Florida State last year because Florida State, they had all, they were talking about, oh, this is our year. We're finally going to beat Clemson this year. They ended up looking like a bunch of bitches. One thing I can say for Syracuse is generally they start the season pretty well. They opened up the season with Colgate, Western Michigan, Purdue, and Army. Before
their non-con schedule is always hot dog water. Well, Army is legit.
I think Army, look, what do we have here? Tennessee ducked Army and Purdue kicked their fucking ass. So maybe it's not that tough, Jackpot. Or maybe it is a little tough there. But before they play Clemson at home, they have to go on the road.
They play Purdue?
Yeah, Purdue on the 16th of September.
That's right. They played them in the Carrier Dome last year, and they beat them, I think, by. Okay.
Yeah, well, but on that, Syracuse generally under Babers plays better at the beginning of the season if you go back and look. So if there was going to be a year where Syracuse came through, I mean, maybe that's what, game 5, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem is that they've got Army the week before and then Purdue the week before that. So kind of a weird scheme they've got to play against Army there. And then you don't know what Purdue's going to have. So I don't know. We'll see how that works out for them. But I think he's just kind of blowing some smoke, sir. Blowing a little smoke. Anyway. Leonard says he listened to Beamer's interview on the Big Spur podcast. Shane sounds confident that his team is ready to make smoke in the East. Sherbert sounds like he just smoked a carton of Campbell's. Yeah, I don't know about all of JC Sherbert. He had some issues where he said something on Twitter at one point and pissed off a lot of people, and he had to delete his account, and he was he went incognito for a while and then came back, and he used to work for us at iHeart, and he was out there, to say the least.
Well, let's bring up someone else here who's another polarizing Gamecock person. It's one of Chris Phillips from the Spurs Up show. He had something up on Twitter. yesterday where he was. And I don't know all these people. Who exactly and what is the job function of Justin King at the University of South Carolina?
He is the social media director.
Okay.
He's the guy who handles all the videos and all of that for the Gamecocks.
Okay.
He's probably on that Full House thing. So
okay. Apparently they had some kind of beef with each other, and he put up a little short snippet on his. Well, I guess it was when he was recording his podcast that said Justin King cannot stand me, and I know that burns him up. That I was at SEC Media Days or something, and he was like, "Sorry, Justin." He said, "It feels good to be on the inside, buddy." And apparently people like Justin King a lot, and a lot of people don't. I mean, some of them don't care for Mr. Phillips.
I don't understand that comment because King is on the inside of the program at South Carolina and probably knows more than just about anybody. I mean, he's right there in the mix with the coaches and everything else. So, and you know, it's strange when the SEC Media Days gets the most people there. The lobby at the hotel is an absolute zoo. So there's tons of people there. So it's not really being much of anything, but I don't know. Let me answer
Pigskin Pete's question there.
So Pigskin Pete, week 1, we'll have it up on the robandkaleshow.com page there. There's a different form every week, and all the games will be against the spread. We will play the week 0 games. Standings will be updated on Sunday, and you just pick the games against the spread. The Kale Hall Shitter will be there as well, so it's 10 games and the Kale Hall Shitter.
Well, now we're not having a Kale Hall Shitter in week 0 because they're pretty much all.
Well, they're all Kale Hall Shitters.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, but I don't know about the whole thing with all that. It is strange though when you see people that don't really have a broadcast thing that they do where they're actually there to cover and put things out there, and they just show up and they're just fanboys. That's not cool to me, but it's different now. What's weird is especially with SEC Media Days is that lobby where it's lined with just fans, like a tailgate type thing in the damn lobby. So yeah, I mean,
really?
It's crazy. Oh yeah, there's people lined up in the lobby and they're cheering Nick Saban coming in and all kind of shit.
They drinking beer and eating chicken and stuff.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing all that, but I mean, it's pretty interesting. Let's just leave it at that. Lots of people in the lobby there. So there's that. Billy says, tell him to, it's y'all spread, not a Vegas one. No whining about the spreads. Yes, the spreads are from VegasInsider.com. We use that because everybody can go to it. They're the spreads that are the opening line. Yeah. Everybody has the same spread. If it changes midweek, oh fucking well, no one cares. So there you go with that. Some people get pissy about that, like week 1. So, well, the spread was 14. Well, that's not what we had in our contest.
And like I say, really, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're picking games against the spread for a contest.
Yeah.
I mean.
Nathan says, what's the spread of the Clemson Duke game? I think it's Clemson minus 13, I believe. Is that what it was, Jackpot? Am I wrong on that?
You're talking about taking money.
Clemson, Duke spread. Yeah, I mean, Pigskin Pete's taking your $100. I know that for sure. 12-point underdog is what Duke is at home. So, yeah, that's what it looks like. Now, we'll check the Vegas Insider site, but it's around that. Several people have picked Duke to beat Clemson. They are people that don't know things about the game of Hud. It's not going to work out well for them. In fact, I would be stunned if Duke scored more than 10 points. Really would.
Okay.
Name someone on Duke that is an absolute blitzing playmaker that's going to do something against that defensive line. I'll wait.
Riley Leonard.
Fuck him.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. He's going to fuck you.
Oh, okay. Well, Pigskin Pete says Uncle Lou wouldn't bet me. Jackpot was dumb enough, though. Uncle Lou was just trying to get some views, man. He doesn't really, deep down in his soul, he doesn't believe that Duke's going to win that game. Come on, man.
He wouldn't have put it out there on his official predictions if he didn't.
Well,
Riley Leonard's going to burn you. Running back Jordan Waters, he's going to burn you.
True.
Got a couple of playmakers at wide receiver, Jalen Calhoun and Jordan Moore,
sure.
along with Samir Higgins.
Okay. You want to read me the roster from the Duke website there, buddy?
This is from the Phil Steele magazine.
Shit. Mike says this is why people hate the Taters. Duke won't score 10. Yes. Oh my goodness. My goodness, y'all. I love talking season because we'll have so many people.
Last year they averaged it looks like probably about 35 points a game.
Sure. Yeah, who they averaged 35 against, Jackpot? Do you want to look at those games?
Okay, here were their wins last year. Temple, Northwestern, North Carolina A&T, Virginia, Miami, Boston College, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, and UCF.
So they scored 30 on Temple. Congratulations. 31 on Northwestern, 49 on NCA&T. The Kansas defense was terrible. They lost that game where they scored 27 points. They beat Virginia, who's a shithole. They lost to Georgia Tech in OT 23-20.
How the hell do you do that?
Huh?
How the hell do you do that?
How do I do what?
Lose to Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Well, this is the team you think's going to beat Clemson, sir. They scored 35 on that shit North Carolina defense. Man, that's impressive. They did get 45 on Miami. I don't know how well Miami was last year. It seemed like they've kind of given up.
Miami
Boston
was off.
College,
That was the game. Miami turned the ball over like 8 times.
Yeah. Well, Boston College, of course, is overrated. Ask Big Barney Ross. They scored 38 on them, 24 on Virginia Tech, 26 on Pitt, and then they got into a shootout with Wake Forest. So, yeah, they put up points, but tell me about the great defense there. I mean, I guess the best defense they played last season would have to be Pittsburgh, and they lost that game. None of those other defenses just say, you know what, man.
Oh, Pitt cheated.
This is outstanding. This is a whirlwind defense.
You look at this. You know who held them to their lowest offensive output? It's Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Well, playing Georgia Tech tends to. I mean, I think it.
You know what?
Sleep a little bit.
Jackpot, you and Pigskin Pete are friends, right? Why don't you just send Pigskin Pete a message and just tell him, look, I made a monumental error here, and I feel really shitty about this bet, and I was just running my mouth. I'm not very confident in this. You don't have to go down like this, Jackpot. He might let you out of it. Pigskin Pete's a man of the people.
Yeah, I know he is, but yeah, no, because I'm not letting him out of it.
I'm trying to help you. All right, if you want to join the show here, have at it. I'm putting the link here in the chat room. It's also in the bio. Pete's is not letting him out of it. I mean, Pete wants that money, I guess. I don't know. Well, there's that. Jackpot and Pete with their $100 bet on the. I mean, God damn it, Jackpot! Why are you betting on Duke?
Beatherman says if Duke does end up beating the Taters, will Rob open his bookcase of accountability?
You know, I'm going to start adding some stuff to the bookcase of accountability. So we'll see how that works out. Leonard says more impressive offseason defensive coordinator hire, Petrino at A&M or Riley at Clemson. Well, I think Petrino at A&M, when I think about that, I mean, I think there's more off the field stuff you have to worry about with him. But in the same vein, I've pissed off Clemson fans with this too. Look, Riley's going to be there for 1 year. So, and he's going to go somewhere else. I don't think he's going to be there next season. I really don't.
You think he's a grifter?
I think he's going to come in, light the scoreboards up, and he's going to go somewhere else. I think that's what's going to happen.
As a head coach, or
he'll go somewhere as a head coach. Yeah, he'll end up. I don't know. Pick your team here. He'll go somewhere as a head coach. He'll come out and have the offense that the plays that he calls with really good athletes like they've got at Clemson, and then he'll move on. At the most, it'll be 2 seasons, but I think he's going after this year. It's like driving a Ferrari, in my opinion, for a year, with especially compared to the plays that were called under Streeter. So,
what did you think of the little factoid that the comrade sent us the other night? That Marcus Satterfield, however many yards it was, and 17 first downs against Georgia's defense. Like Garrett Riley, 9 first downs and like 50 yards against Georgia's defense.
I mean, I like that one, but the other thing, that stat is about as useless as the stat that Will Muschamp and Shane Beamer have the same record after 2 years at South Carolina. It's literally that worthless. Hopefully, what did Muschamp have? How many wins?
Muschamp had a better record.
Not in two.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was 9-4 in year 2. Shane was 8-5, but Shane was 7-6 in year 1. Will, 6-7.
So they were 6-7. So what did he do in year 3? You remember?
He was 7-6. 7-6. He lost.
I hope that the Gamecocks win 8 games and Shane Beamer walks out there and says, "I've won the most games in 3 seasons." South Carolina.
Speaking of him, real quick, and I'm gonna go run this back and tape it off because it was so hilarious, in just a way. But him, your YouTube feed, it just keeps giving you things to watch, and it pulls up the 2014 Alabama game at home against Florida, and it was on CBS, and then he comes out there, and after their team take the field, the girl reporter runs up and asks him, you're playing against your former mentor Nick Saban. She's like, "What's that like for you?" And he just said, "Well, to be honest with you, I'm worried about the University of Florida today, and not thank you."
Yeah. Oh my God.
What's up, guys?
Rob has an SEC biases here, wearing his Clemson shirt and his Patriots hat.
Hey, it's free. I told you I went there. Hey, I'm not too big for a free T-shirt, Rob. Are you? Damn it. You tell me right now, are you too big for a free T-shirt?
I don't wear T-shirts, sir.
But if you see a free T-shirt, are you going to grab it, or are you just going to walk right by it, Rob?
One day you can develop some shoulders and you can wear a tank top, sir.
You know what, Rob? Listen, take off your hat, Rob. Let's compare hairlines.
I don't
take off your hat.
My daughter will tell me I'm bald in a nanosecond. All right.
Then let's calm down about the shoulders talk, Rob. How about that? Let's calm down about the shoulders talk, buddy.
One day you'll hit puberty, buddy. I'm looking forward to it.
One day I'll hit puberty. Rob, listen. We might have to just meet up and have an adult conversation at Calloway's then. Because I saw you last time. And I was like, you know what? He don't want that. So I waited to the side. I didn't make much of a scene, Rob. I saw Dennis in his bulletproof vest. I thought, maybe Dennis will take care of him. But clearly not, Rob.
Sure, most people don't want to. I tell you what, you want to have an adult conversation with me at Callaway's, I welcome that. That is.
Can you read the Jay Shipes comment?
Yeah, we'll put it up there. He says this guy always looks like he's skateboarding outside of closed down Toys R Us.
Listen, they're all closed. I've never skateboarded them out. Yeah, they are all closed. Didn't they all close down like what, 5 years ago?
Bankrupt like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Roll Tide says this guy eats corn on the cob the long way.
Well, thank God I'm not an Alabama fan. What can I say about that?
damn it.
I don't have sexual relations with my cousin and stepsister. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
We know
He
what
says,
they like down at Alabama.
I have
He
it with
wants
the real sister.
Biscuit says, "Can you hold your phone still, or do you have the cocaine shakes?"
No, I'm about to play a NASCAR game, so I'm holding out one hand. But yeah, if I hold two hands, I could. But I just wanted to call and say, Rob, I still don't like Dabo.
Okay.
Still a pussy.
He asked me earlier who I would take as a head coach if Shane Beamer moved on, and I was given the choice between Mark Stoops and Eli Drinkowitz, and I chose Mark Stoops.
Yeah.
I told him I would take Mark Stoops as a head coach over Dabo, and he thought I was silly.
You are.
Well, Mark Stoops has done more with less, if we're being honest. Which I think at South Carolina would probably be more effective than what Dabo can bring, because they got more athletes at Clemson. But
well, look, I mean, if you want, look, I don't expect Jackpot to want to go and do more than 8-4. If he goes and he's 8-4 like 3 straight seasons, they'll rename that stadium Stoop Stadium.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down, Rob.
Yeah.
There's no Spurrier Stadium, and we had 3 11-win seasons. So let's calm down.
You.
Spurrier didn't want that shit.
So, well, I'm just saying, based off of what you just said, we should be playing in Steve Spurrier Stadium. So let's walk back. Let's walk back that last.
No, hold on. But Spurrier didn't want his name on that stadium. He's down in Florida. He's like, he didn't
fuck what Spurrier wants.
I mean, you guys were loving Spurrier when he was winning 11 games a year.
Yeah, but we didn't name the stadium after him. I'm not the one saying if fucking Beamer wins 8 games, we'll name the stadium after him.
It's the best tenure in the program.
We did have a big old monster banner of him up on the side of the damn thing, though.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Now, listen, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to naming a part of the stadium after Beamer if he has.
Well, I tell you what. Look, there is so much
room
in that stadium. I mean, for banners and everything else, you should have a banner that says Steve Spurrier coached here. You got room for it. Go ahead and put it up there.
And the main difference I feel between Spurrier and Beamer, even though Spurrier has had more success up to this, is Beamer wants to be here. That's kind of an invaluable thing when it comes to having a college football coach, I feel, because everyone's looking forward to the next job.
All right. Well,
I kind of feel like that's the difference, because Spurrier knew that was going to be his last job when he took it.
Sir, your NASCAR game is ringing in my ear. Can you give a final comment before we get out of here? Because I want to bring in this.
All right. I just cut it off for the final comment, Rob.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Sammy Brown is going to be Xavier Thomas 2.0. Christopher Vecina, I hope he can throw a freaking football, because Cade Klubnik, he ain't the guy for you. He's just not the guy. So I hope Vecina is halfway decent. And Rob, get ready for the fucking Shane train coming, baby. Woo!
I mean, you guys can get together and scissor each other. If you really
love that guy. Love it.
Let's add Twisted Rooster to the program. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Rob and Jackpot? Y'all hear me?
Man, he's over there with his Miller Lite can ready to go. Hey, Bubba.
That's right. Cheers to my man Jackpot.
Where are you at tonight, sir?
Over here in the Big T of Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Hey, I'm a little bit confused by that last caller. He was wearing a Clemson shirt and he was pumping up South Carolina.
I think he's over there humping a meth lab or something, sir. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I think he stuck his junk in some of those meth lab materials, and he just comes out like
graduate, but he's a Clemson graduate, but he is at least smart enough to pull for the correct team. Yes,
yeah.
I know.
But he's still wearing that tater orange. I'm a little bit confused on that.
It is exactly. Yeah, it said it was a free T-shirt. So I tell you what, I'm going to go and buy.
I can pick up a free discarded T-shirt off the side of the road. I'm sure that blew out of somebody's bag of Goodwill donations. Does that mean I'm gonna put it on?
Well, I'll buy you guys Clemson shirts and give them to you for free, and then you guys can wear them on the show. Why not?
Hey, I'll tell you what, Rob. I'll make you a deal. If Clemson beats South Carolina this year, I'll do a South Carolina show if you send me the Clemson T-shirt. How about that?
But if you want to go that route, sir, that's fine. We can do that.
Hey, I'll make it. Hey, I ain't scared of that. I'll take that.
Fair bet. That's a fair bet. You look orange, sir. You look it'll highlight your eyes. You'll be good to go.
Well, I do construction work. I do have to wear orange visibility shirts every once in a while, but I don't put them on camera. But I do have a question. A couple things you guys touched on, and it touched a nerve of me. I went on a little bit of rant. The Drake May thing and the Heisman thing. I did my show earlier on South Carolina, and I went through the stats, and I think Rob brought this up the other night on your show. The last 4 games last year in North Carolina, Drake May threw 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Where the hell is the Heisman pump behind that? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah, well, and I think I've mentioned this to Jackpot, where if you go to the North Carolina message boards, they're calling this game with South Carolina the launching point for Drake May and his quote unquote Heisman season. I mean,
this is the first game of it, so
I'm just not buying any of that. He hasn't done enough for me to sit here and think, okay, he's going to come out and then throw for, I don't know, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, does that mean that North Carolina can't win this game? No, it doesn't. But I think it comes back down to a couple of different things. One, I think I'm not really sure on that North Carolina defense because last year it was so bad. And I think that late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, it may just be Spencer Rattler just slowly picking them apart. And I think the Gamecocks will probably win like 26-20 or something like that.
Rob, this is a crazy stat, but we were talking about this earlier. Last year in the regular season, not talking about the entirety with the playoff and the not playoff, conference championship game and bowl game, but in the regular season, guess who UNC scored the least amount of points on?
Who's that?
Georgia Tech.
1 interception.
Are we on to something here?
1 interception, 0 touchdowns.
Maybe the Georgia Tech defense rallied the final little bit of the season once they got rid of old Waffle House Cup. Maybe that's.
And Jackpot's right. He had 0 touchdowns, 1 interception.
So I interviewed him twice, right? And he walks up with the same damn Waffle House cup and a dip in his mouth, and he's trying to talk with us about football. And I'm like,
who's that?
The coach for Georgia Tech.
He had
the one that got fired. What?
At media days?
He had a dip in his mouth at media days. Yes, sir, he did. He absolutely did. What do you think the Waffle House cup was for?
Why couldn't I walk up smoking a cigarette?
Because Jackpot, you don't want to smoke anymore. You're trying to quit, sir, and I wouldn't allow it.
I'm not trying to quit. I have quit, but if I were a smoker still, I mean, what the fuck?
No, I'm serious. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I did. Lawton Swan from Clemson Sports Talk noticed. So there's that.
I could see Jeremy Pruitt walking up with a chew of tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie, who was the coach that ended up was at Clemson as their O-line coach, but coached at Vanderbilt. Coach Caldwell, I think his name is. I can't remember.
Robbie Caldwell.
Yeah, Robbie Caldwell. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he walked up with a dip in his mouth and spit it out in the middle of it.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with dipping or whatever, but I just don't see. I could see you doing it on the practice field, but I mean,
I mean, I'm up there in a damn, nice shirt and a tie and everything. Everybody else is up there, and the coaches are wearing their $1,000 suits, and this motherfucker comes up with a dip in his mouth and a Waffle House cup. I mean, you better win if you come with some shit like that. You really better be a winner.
It's like you can't see certain people, doing things like it's just doesn't seem professional. I couldn't see like Frank Martin walking up with a Waffle House cup and a dip in.
Frank, by the way, I miss Coach Martin. I know that everybody was tired of his shit or whatever, but damn, I miss Coach Martin. He still puts out great stuff on Twitter. He tweeted a couple weeks ago to somebody about, I may have been during the season, I don't remember, but someone was hammering him about his wardrobe. He went toe to toe with the guy and said, "Hey, if you want to have a conversation about my wardrobe, let me know." And I tell you what, you want to go and scrap with Frank Martin? Good luck, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Hey, the best dressed coach was Joe Morrison, right? The man in black. You got to give it to him.
I mean, he was. Look, Joe Morrison was such a. I thought he was a great coach. He's one of the coaches that South Carolina had that I thought was really, really good. So, just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I did want to tell you, Rob, thank you for inviting me to that show. I've been promoting the show that Friday night at Callaway's.
It's going to be fun. We're going to play trivia. We'll have some Carolina Clemson trivia. We'll do like a recap of the season, and we'll break down the matchup there. In addition to, I mean, I'm hoping to have a whole bunch of folks there. Everybody's going to be coming up there to go down to that shithole anyway. They might as well come have some wings with us.
Hey, Rob.
Shout out to my buddy Gary Mills in the chat room joining us this evening. Yes, sir. He'll be there.
Hey, so Rob, I do have to tell you this though.
Yeah.
You can call Willie B a shithole, but I visited Sanford Stadium down there in Georgia this past weekend. Mm-hmm. That raggedy ass place can use a pressure washer and some paint, bro.
Well, you know what? When you win 2 straight national titles, you don't have to do shit. You just put those up and it shines over everything, sir.
And while all your fans are dying of mold.
Well, I mean, all right. I'm not gonna rip.
I'm kidding.
Happy over in the comment section says he heard on one channel that Drake May was sacked 44 times last year. Is that for real? He was. Look it up. They gave up 40 sacks last year. I'm not sure that he took all of them, but they did give up 40 sacks. On the flip side, their defense generated 17 sacks, which is just
by the way, another stat that was interesting to me. Someone was actually talking to me about this the other day. Georgia has not had a night game in Sanford Stadium since the 2021 with the Gamecocks. They have not had a night game in Sanford Stadium since then.
That's really not that long ago.
But still, it's over. I
thought you were going to say since like 2003 or something.
Yeah, since 2021. I mean, they have not had a night game there since 2021. That's a hell of a stretch. They've been getting a lot of those 3:30 matchups too, but still, I thought that was interesting.
That's because they spend all their money on NIL. They can't afford to pay for the lights.
You know what Twisted Rooster does? He wants to piss in the face of the champion. That's
all jokes aside, man. If it wasn't for Georgia fans, man, they support my channel more than Gamecock fans. I don't know how you guys probably get it the same way. The Tennessee fans, the Georgia fans, even Kentucky with Big Barney Ross, them guys support our channels because we're not in that clique group like Jackpot was bringing up earlier. And Chris from Spurs Up Show is my buddy. I met Chris in person. But he's not Jackpot. You know what I mean? He's trying to do a professional show. He has a little over 3,000 subscribers. He does a good show. But he's not trash talkers like we are. We like to have fun and cut up and drink our cold beer and look like asses on live streams during the South Carolina game. That's what we do. But more power to everyone and how they run their YouTube stuff. And I love Jackpot and I love Rob. And I'll promote their show on my shows day in, day out, and always pass the football over to them when it's their time. It's just respect. It's respect for people,
Mills says they don't want the players driving at night. Damn it, Mills. My goodness.
See, Twisted Rooster is a good man.
Well, there you go with that. Uncle Lou says, other than having Chess Hall on there, Rooster has a good channel. Well, thank you, Uncle Lou.
Well, hey, I will say this. Uncle Lou is the best catcher you could ever have in a softball game because he gets the people mentally. and we had a secret strategy where he was calling pitches, and we made him swing at a bunch of junk pitches. They thought I was pitching really bad. It really wasn't that. We were just making him swing at bad pitches. That's what it was.
He could
And
have
they
been.
still say we cheated.
He could have been like Crash Davis, and like told the batter what pitch you were going to throw.
But you guys did miss a good time. So hopefully next year you guys will have, some vacation time to be able to come down and play softball with us and hang out.
I pictured Lou as more of a second baseman or a pitcher. I'm surprised he's back there as the catcher.
No. Lou's like he's the perfect catcher because he every time someone came up to bat, he was in their head, like just talking trash behind their back. Oh yeah, you're not gonna hit it. It's wet sand and all this. He was the perfect catcher, man. He was. You can't get a better man behind the plate to trash talk the batters while they're up.
All
Maybe
right,
Jackpot.
Jackpot just start heaving balls at people. Anything else for the show there, Twisted Rooster?
Nah, guys. Like I said, I support your channel. I joined the challenge. I sent Jackpot my money earlier. So everyone in the comment section,
thank you.
I
put it in my bra.
Get your money out. Get to in the challenge. This is my 3rd year of doing it. 3 years is a charm. I'm winning this year, so please donate your money to Twisted Rooster. I'm in desperate need, as you can tell. I got like a shitty air condition. I had to hang out in bad hotels. So put your money out there. Appreciate you guys. Love you, Jackpot. Love you, Rob. Catch you guys later, bud.
See you. Have a good night.
All right, so Rob has an SEC biases back. Had to
don my garnet for the final call for the evening. I'm assuming it'll be. But while I was waiting, I actually had a good idea for a video. I think you guys should collaborate.
What are we, monkeys? We're just monkeys. You throw ideas at us, and we'll sing and dance for you.
I think it would be an enjoyable video for the both of y'all.
He's trying to like fucking give out some creative ideas. So
yeah, asshole.
A notch.
Calm down. All right, listen. I think y'all guys should get together and do a combined 11 for South Carolina and Clemson. So that's you take the offense and the defense, and you pick which player from which team you would want to have. I think that'd be a pretty cool video. Kind of get y'all's insight on where the whole roster stands.
Let me shit on that from the beginning.
Like from the current team?
For this year's team.
I'm definitely taking Phil Maffa on mine.
Yeah, for this year's team.
Oh, well, here's mine. I want Rattler and then no one else.
Not even
Ta-da! Maybe your punter.
Our wide receiver. We have a better wide receiver core than you.
Don't give a shit. I'll take Rattler and your punter. And then the rest of them are Clemson players. I'll go to war with those guys.
That's a losing list.
How is it a losing list? How is it a losing list?
Well, first off, y'all's wide receivers can't touch our wide receivers. You have nobody on your wide receiver core that's anywhere near Juice Wells.
I'd take
Emin Wari over AJ Makuba any day. AJ Makuba couldn't guard shit. And you're saying Nick Emin-Wari, who's a freaking SEC or first team SEC. What was he? Was he first or second team?
Don't care. I told you I wanted. I want your punter.
All freshman team.
I want your punter and your quarterback. That's it.
I think that's just a delusional take. I think you're smarter than that, Rob. If we're being honest, you're smarter than that.
Look, if I were a homer, I would tell you, fuck all those guys. They made stupid decisions.
He wants Pete Limbo also in two.
Boy, he needs Pete Limbo. Hey, do you remember that? What the fuck were they doing on that kickoff return? Tried to do a little hidden ball trick. You think Pete Limbo would ever draw something?
Called the hillbilly circle jerk.
No, I call that the flower of fuckery because that's exactly what it was. They were trying to have.
I mean, that's got to be one of the dumbest things.
It was dumb. It was I'm firmly believe this. I think players see stuff like maybe they remember something they ran in high school, or maybe something they came up with while playing Xbox because that's what that looked like, and like they suggest it. That's why South Carolina doesn't do any crazy shit like that. because we actually have a special teams coach. That's his job.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
all he
and-
focuses on.
And honestly, I've never been big on special teams, but ever since we've hired Pete Limbo, I mean, what a unit it's been, dude. It's literally won games for us. I've never seen special teams win a game for someone.
Yeah,
But-
if it weren't for special teams, I mean, we go down to East Carolina and Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah, we lose to
Couple years
East Carolina, we lose to
I
Clemson.
probably would have shot myself. on
Shit,
the way
we
home.
probably lose to Georgia State too, if not for special teams. I think most of our points were field goals, weren't they?
Yeah, we'd be Tennessee then.
That's what I'm saying.
Harbor's going to blow some teams' doors off this season. Okay, well, very good, sir.
Well, Rob,
Tell-
listen.
If you told me I could, if we were doing a draft, I'd take your quarterback and your punter. The rest
I
of
think if you critically look at it, you could come to a better answer than that. Because there are better players at South Carolina.
I want 0 people from your defense. Not one of those motherfuckers would be anywhere near the defense.
Dude, your
0.
secondary is terrible.
Don't care.
Andrew
0.
Makuba is literally one of the worst safeties I've ever seen play. Now, granted, Barrett Carter,
Harsh feelings, I'm sorry.
Barrett Carter, he's the first time I've looked at a Clemson player and been like, damn, that motherfucker can play some football. Barrett Carter is a hell of a football player. I would take him on the combined 11. But for you to just throw off players like fucking
I'm taking 2 of them, sir. I'm taking 2.
Emanuel, I think it's
I
just
don't want any of them. I don't want any of them.
it's bogus.
Okay.
It's
well,
a clown take.
You're entitled to your opinion, sir. You can take your players and move right on down the line with them. Don't want any.
Well, listen, Kale, I think I'll get more of an honest answer from Kale. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
combined 11. I think it'd be an awesome video. Like if y'all did it.
I'd rather do all-time players. That might be fun too.
Well, you could do all-time players and this year in the same video.
South Carolina that I would want.
I
Stephon
got dibs on
Moore.
Elon Green.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
so y'all were talking about doing a draft? Yeah, that would actually be really cool if y'all did like a draft style.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, well, I'll leave y'all with this. Shane Beamer leads the premier football program in the state. He's the only person whose brother isn't a sexual offender. We don't wear
Sexual deviant.
sexual.
What they call it on the murder shows.
My bad. Let me use the right terminology. Rob, actually, I think I've got that same painting behind you at my parents' house. I meant to say that earlier.
Good for you.
I don't know if it's a painting or a picture, but you know that bridge painting? Who does that?
That is a booth painting.
I've asked to have it before, but he won't let me.
I think we have that same one at my house. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Did I get it somewhere?
You want the booth painting, Jackpot? That's what you want is the booth painting?
I've told you numerous times that I want that. Don't act like I
do remember Jackpot bringing it up. If we're being honest,
I bought the wife another booth painting for the wedding, and it's the storm painting with
cool.
Hugo.
You can let me have that one, like I asked you for like 3 years ago.
What the hell is this? I've got to give up the home decor here? What's that all about?
No, I mean, I just asked if I could have it. Nobody said you have to.
Yeah. It would be a gesture of goodwill.
Why do I have to give Jackpot a gesture of goodwill? We're friends. I got to buy
That's
Jackpot.
exactly why.
It would be.
That's precisely why. You friends do nice things for each
That's
other.
true too. When's your birthday, Jackpot? Your birthday coming up?
It's in December, so it's right before Christmas. 10 days before, actually.
Hey, that would make a hell of a birthday / Christmas present. You wrap it up in Christmas wrapping, but give it to him on his birthday. That way it counts for 2 ways. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I always used to get a bunch of presents like that when I was a kid, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. Getting a combo birthday / Christmas present, I like them.
You'd rather just have one or the other?
Yeah, I like them separate. I want one of each.
One of each. Damn. Well,
All right, anyway,
all right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Y'all take it easy. Love the show. Rob, you need to start going back in on the Tennessee fans. They're starting to get their head high.
They're
right.
simpletons.
It's back in. It's close to season. You need to take them down a peg. All right.
They know who
And
they are.
Kale, I need to see you repping the beeve more. Damn near you hadn't done it since I said something last time, and that's just unacceptable.
Thank you,
There
sir.
we go. There we go. All right, y'all have a good night.
See you later, man. All right, Harry Leg joins the program. What you got, sir?
What about this Harbaugh stuff? Yeah, I haven't discussed that.
We haven't really talked about that, but it's like I don't want to. It's a frustrating thing because the same people that complain about, well, we don't want to hurt the kids that are at the school now. That's why Tennessee didn't get any violations and they didn't have anything happen to them because of the kids that are there. But hey, let's just piss on the Michigan kids. They don't get their head coach for the first 4 games of the season over one level 1 violation. Tennessee had 200, and it was considered one of the most vile things ever, according to the investigator. But let's not fine them. But let's kick Harbaugh out for 4 games. It's the NCAA picks and chooses, and Josh Pate said it on the show too. Don't think that the SEC commissioner wasn't there to kind of help with that. Yeah, that's just good old boys helping good old boys. And the NCAA should set themselves on fire for the way they've handled this stuff, because they do pick and choose. Remember, if you're Oklahoma State or you are Mizzou, or if you're South Carolina and you get a little too much frosting on the cookie, you're bad. But if you're Tennessee and you have 200 fucking violations, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it, Tennessee. Y'all continue to be a cheating ass program. They're worse than North Carolina ever dreamed of being.
I knew you were going to go there, and I can't do anything but pretty much agree. The only issue for me with Harbaugh's situation, though, is that it happened in the COVID year when they were forbidden from doing what they did, and the Big Ten was so reluctant to defy all the edicts, that were handed out during that year by the various states and whatnot about the, quarantine and nonsense. But anyway.
Well, that Goober, the commissioner there, he didn't even want to play.
I know. And it
was
like
Kevin Warren or something.
Kevin Warren, exactly. And it was Greg Sankey, SEC commissioner, who literally kept the season going, because when the SEC decided that they were going to play restricted schedule, then everybody else was on notice. Because do you not think that the networks were freaking sweating bullets because of the lost revenue?
The only teams that really wanted to play, if we go back to it a little bit, it was Ohio State and Michigan. The rest of them were just like, we don't really care. We're just going to listen to whatever the commissioner tells us to do.
I think Penn State wanted to play.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, Jackpot. We'll give Penn State credit. The rest of them, though, were just hat in hand. Let's just not piss off the commissioner.
I think Brad probably wanted to play.
This is kind of leading into something that I want to address with another channel in a way that promotes all of this nonsense about Big 1G being so much, so this and that. They don't lead a damn thing, and never have. Yeah, Michigan got fat during the 30s and 20s or whatever, and they've got the most wins. Whoop-de-doo. What does it mean now? Not a damn thing. Let's look at the here and now. Where are we at? We got Colorado bailing out of the Pac-12. I thought that was funny as hell to me. And it was a natural fit. And they belong in the Big 12. Screw the Pac-10. That dude...
Are you in a swamp?
Pardon me?
Are you in a swamp?
No, I'm on my deck.
It sounds like you're like you're out there hunting gators or something, brother. We hear a lot of nature out there.
That's what my outside sounds like. We don't all live in the big city like you.
Well, no, I live in a pocket of a suburb of Atlanta, and we actually have we have real nature here, buddy. I got deer. You name something, I got them. And
where are you at? Where are you located? Lawrenceville?
I'm in Flippin, Georgia.
Where?
Flippin.
Flippin.
It's north of McDonough, south of Stockbridge.
That. Are you near Kennesaw?
Atlanta International Raceway is 8 miles.
Are you near Kennesaw?
No. South side of Atlanta. South side.
Oh, are you near Morrow?
Yeah, my wife's from my wife is from Morrow.
Jonesboro?
Yep, I graduated from Jonesboro High.
Okay.
All right. Well, anything else there, Harry Lang?
I don't reckon so. We kind of hit the high notes there. These are just national topics. I mean, everybody's biting it's chomping at the bits for practices to start so we can know who we're going to have that surprise camp. And at Georgia, that's something that we all hold our breaths about because it's beyond brutal. So,
all right, buddy. Well, you take care. Right.
All right. Bye.
All right.
Bye. One more jackpot. This is. I don't know who this is.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Yes. Guess where I'm at today?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Nope.
Bismarck, South Dakota.
You got the state right.
I did.
Pierre, South Dakota.
Yeah.
No.
Sturgis.
Rapid City. Well, Sturgis is close.
Oh,
there you go. What do you have for the what are you hauling?
Taters.
What do you have for the program?
Nothing much. Are Clemson fans still going to be butthurt about losing out on Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews?
Who? Never heard of those guys.
You've never heard of them. Braylon Staley was like the number 1, number 2 player in your state.
Cool. Anything else?
Well, I mean, I'm out here going down the road. It's beautiful sunset. I'm just going to make a bold prediction. Clemson loses to Duke week 1. And as always, fuck the Tater Man.
All right. Well, there you go. With
Love
that
guy.
Of course you do. Anyway, Jackpot, do you have anything else that you would like to bring into the program today, sir?
No, I don't. Have to shove off to bed here in just a moment. I get up real early in the morning. So
there you go.
I'm about cashed out. But hey, get in that contest, guys. The link is in the description of this video.
All right. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later on.